Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and I've got another MLB 11 Road to the Show game with Chester Anderson, and we're jumping into our first game, 4-4, 7th inning, I guess. You know, coming in here, doing some work, and this is a game where I thought things were going well, and it quickly sort of unraveled on me. But let's talk about a couple things right now. I kind of wish that, I don't know if you guys know Rex. If you do, good. If you don't, maybe I'll put a link in the description to his channel. But he's got this really cool intro. It's a very basic intro, and it's not like one of those 3D intros. It's actually just a hand-drawn picture of him and to some music. And I don't know, it's a really catchy little tune. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it's like original or if it's from somewhere. Excuse me. But I like it. And I guess it's sort of a little shout out for Rex, like he needs one. But the reason why I bring it up is because I haven't talked to him in a while. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to talk to him. I mean, last time we talked on Skype for the first time in weeks. It's been a while, and you know, I really kind of sit back and I reflect upon that every time I get a chance to talk to him. You know, it's really cool because he was a guy when I first started. He had like 1,200 subscribers. I had nobody. You know, and he really sort of took me under his wing, and so, you know, I will always be grateful for that. So, anyways, and this is also a test to see if Rex watches my videos, because I watch his videos. I miss them every now and again, but I still watch them. So, anyways, we'll see if Rex is watching. But what I want to do is I want to get on some baseball stuff real quick. I sort of kind of beating a dead horse to talk about pitching all the time, because really the art of pitching is to keep the hitters off balance. You know, if you're noticing that a guy is ahead on a fastball, you know, I put that slider away, low and away, and I got him roll over on it. But you know, if you're noticing guys are totally hitting your, or ahead of your fastball, and say if they're a left-hand batter like that guy was, and he roped down the right field side, don't throw him another fastball. Throw him something off speed. You know, speed up his bat. Now, if a guy's late on a pitch, like a fastball, then you want to throw him. Oh, no. If he's late on fastball, you do not want to throw him curveballs or any sort of breaking balls, because it'll speed up his bat, and his timing will be, you know, adjusted, and he'll hit it right back to the middle because he's expecting curveball. So what you would do is you throw in fastball in on him, and you hope to be able to tie him up. So that's, I mean, it's just, I wish I had some specific cases, but it's just things I thought about while I was watching the gameplay and while I was playing the game. And you know, you can kind of get an idea of like how, I thought that was bullshit, but you get an idea of how I approach hitters. And I am definitely like a gunslinger type pitcher in real life. I love striking people out with my fastball. It is one of my favorite things to do. I mean, it's nice to get people on breaking pitches, but there's something about blowing someone away with a fastball. It's sort of empowering. Definitely, it's definitely empowering. Anyways, what I want to talk about is my last Sunday's game. I had thought, because this guy Scott, and we had had so many errors in the field, I didn't think he got hit all that hard. Now my younger brother. This is going to be a game, actually a couple of games, where the strike zone's kind of iffy. Like, that was a strike. Anyways, because of all the errors that we had in the field, I figured that the guy who started the game last Sunday, Scott, didn't get hammered. And my younger brother was like, oh, that was me, like, totally frustrated. I dropped my controller. It was kind of a frustrating inning. And so anyways, as I get yanked from the game after that. So anyways, yeah, so my team put the stats online, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm not much of a stats person. I really don't want to know my stats, but I thought this is sort of telling, because perception is pretty much everything. Now, I think I made like 4 errors in the game. It was really embarrassing. 4 errors in 3 innings. It was a bad game for me, and I'll own up to that for sure. But Scott's line looks like this. He went 3 innings, no strikeouts, 12 hits, 2 walks, 1 hit batter, 6 earned runs. I didn't think he gave up that many hits, and that's very, very telling of oh, and here's that guy's head on that slider, so I'm gonna throw him a fastball away, see if he can get a rollover on it, and he goes and takes that. Strike 3. Yeah, it's very telling. He got shelled. 4 hits per inning. That's pretty bad. I came in after him, and I went 3 innings, struck out 3, had 3 hits, no walks, 1 run, no earned runs because we had an error at second base. I think it was like the second inning I was pitching. But I was kind of losing it towards the end of the third just because I don't have pitched very often, and I don't have much stamina right now. But I still had a good outing, 3 strikeouts, and 1 per inning. That's kind of like my goal. If you strike out 1 guy in an inning, that's pretty cool. And then my younger brother came in after that, and he pitched 2 innings, no strikeouts, 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. And he's a guy, he was in the Navy for 5 years, and he just got out recently within almost the last year now. And he's towed the rubber twice now, so it's not bad for a guy who hasn't pitched very much, especially in the last 5 years. But yeah, anyways, my manager, the guy who runs the team, he had like this powwow during like the 3rd or 4th inning on Sunday. Or it was like the 3rd inning on Sunday. And I'm a competitive person. Those of you guys who actually know me or who have played with me, I don't like to lose. I don't like blackouts. I don't like getting killed. I'm very competitive. I don't think unreasonable expectations for myself. Or when I play, I think I've got just sort of what this, like I mentioned in the commentary before, I expect to play at a certain level, and when I don't play at that level, I get frustrated. And anyways, men's baseball is a little different. I go out there, we pay to play, and it's sort of on us to get better. Most of us, most of the guys I play with are older than me. A lot of guys who are in their 30s, in their 40s, our team's getting kind of old now. We need to start finding younger players. That's another one of the reasons why we're not playing as well as we could. We're like one of the older teams on the league now. But anyways, this guy Mitch is like, hey, you guys need to get out. You guys need to practice. You guys need to take cages. You guys need to do this. And this was like in the middle of the game. I thought we were going to have like a post-game powwow in right field, and he was going to like give us, the all sorts of shit for everything we did wrong. And hey, you know what? I'm competitive. I want to go out there like I did batting practice yesterday, and with some of my teammates. And so what I have is sort of get off on a little tangent here. At the end of the footage, I've got some footage. Right at the end of the game, I have some footage of me hitting. And there was 4 of us who went out and did some batting practice and some fielding practice and stuff at one of the local high schools out here. And so we got some footage. I got some footage of me hitting, and we took footage of other guys hitting as well. And you get to see that. But yeah, that's like the extent of that's a strike. What the hell? But that's the extent of really getting out. Getting people out and organized to go out to hit or do some fielding practice or whatever. It's like pulling teeth. And so I think it's kind of funny that this guy, he's like, okay, you guys need to go do this, that. I mean, like I said, I'm competitive. I just don't take men's baseball that seriously, but at the end of the day, if I go 1 for 4 or 2 for 4 or 0 for 4 or 1 for 2 or whatever, I walk off that field and that doesn't really matter. Sure, it makes me feel good, I had a good game, but once I get off the field, it just really doesn't matter. I got work to do, or schoolwork to work on, or I don't know, go to work later on that night, like real shit takes over. So it's just, I think I want to be a good team. I want to be able to go to our playoffs, but it's kind of tough when nobody else is really motivated to get out there and practice. Like I think it was this last season we actually got out and practiced for about 4 or 5 weeks before the season began. We were like throwing batting practice and doing fielding practice, and it was like every Saturday for like 4 or 5 weeks. Maybe it was 6 at the most. But anyways, that didn't last for, it's like once a week. You don't really get much polish in that once a week. So, I don't know. I'm just sort of ranting about this because it's just kind of funny that the guy takes it that seriously. And rightfully so, if that's his level of competitiveness. I mean, it's not that important for me. It's just sort of fun. It's fun. It's recreation. And if it was something like high school or college, where you're participating in this like on a weekly basis, or well, actually, it's all week. I mean, if it's what you're doing every day, for 4+ years, then yeah, take it seriously. But yeah, it's just fun. So anyways, I've sort of beaten that thing, that dead horse now. It is a bloody pup. I've got this snow card in front of me, and I've got all sorts of crap I want to talk about. What is up, Chris? He got NCAA football 12, and some of my other friends have picked up, some football games, and that's all they've been doing recently. And I'm like, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say recently. I mean, I got on yesterday for like 15 minutes or something like that, and checked some messages, and then got off. But here's what I have recently discovered: Netflix. This guy should have been out for not sliding. That's just my own personal opinion. I knew that you can have Netflix on your PlayStation. I've never really experienced it before. I think I might have talked about this once before. I can't remember. But what I found on Netflix, besides Top Gear, now that I think about it, I have mentioned it before. What I found on Netflix that is beyond awesome, X-Men, the 1990s cartoon. Holy crap, that is like the holy grail of cartoons. Like, I actually looked on Amazon for DVDs, like the seasons. I couldn't find them. They're probably out now, but this was a while back. Anyways, I found all episodes of the X-Men cartoon, and I was watching that last night. And what is so awesome about that cartoon is that it takes the comic book and turns it into a cartoon, and that's exactly what I've always wanted as a comic book fan. Oh, check out the situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 6th. We're down by 1. Slider, curveball, pop up. That's like a boss, and Tan's far better at that than I am. But yeah, the X-Men cartoon, I was obsessed with that. That used to be like my Saturday morning tunes. It's so awesome. I just like I'm having such nostalgia. It was such I don't want to call it important. It wasn't that important. It was like a groundbreaking cartoon for the day because it was different art. It was just this different drawing style. The music, that was a strike. Just everything. The things they were dealing with in that cartoon were reflected, from these stories that are long held comic book stories, and they are doing it really well. And that's what's my bitch about Hollywood is they try to take these things, these awesome stories, and rewrite them, and they usually just mess them up. And like case in point, I was watching the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix Saga on the X-Men cartoon, and they did it so right. It was so awesome the way they did it. It got, after a while, like the whole theme of love that they put in there, it got a little wear on you after a while. You're like, yeah, we get it, Scott. You love Jean Grey. Yes, Jean Grey, we get it. You love Scott Summers, and that love, that connection you guys have is what is keeping Jean Grey at times in control of the Phoenix Force. But yeah, it kind of wore on me after I was watching. It must have been like 2 hours of cartoons. But like when you take X-Men 3, the Last Stand or whatever it was called, and you take Phoenix Force, which they don't really ever explain, it's just like, God, where did all the where'd the love go? the mushy stuff that I was just bitching about, they totally took that away, and they just turned Jean Grey into this just savage biatch. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, Netflix. I'm loving Netflix. I'm not gonna pay for it as long as my brother's gonna have it. I'll keep using it on my PlayStation, but it's such a cool thing. I'm just gonna I'm start googling. I'm gonna have to start Netflixing movies and stuff to watch, old cartoons. Maybe I'll find like Voltron or something, or Inspector Gadget or something like that. I don't know. I just sort of, yeah. Anyways, weird. Anyways, I guess I should talk about this part. What do I have? 52 points. I've met all my goals already, and one thing I want to do is I'm going to put all 52 points into the curveball control. And I haven't finished the first set of goals yet. I got a week left. So basically, this is some housekeeping, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask, hey, look, you need one starting rotation? And of course, they say no, which usually get to the starting rotation after the first set of advancement goals. That's typical. Later, Arch. But here's some real life batting. This right here, my brother, I had on a fastball, hit it off the end. I broke. That's a $50 bat. Yeah. So, anyways, now I've got to use my $25 bats. Anyway, there's no real. I actually kind of like the $25 bats better. Anyways, that's what I get for hitting BP with a $50 bat. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go finish this off. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you later.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Make this one like you're trying out for the majors. There you go.